Hello, welcome to this weather updates. A little after 11 p.m. on July 29, 2019. Sorry it's getting started late, but I got delayed because Nice Bus decided to screw me over again because I was taking the N25 and I was waiting for the 25. I'm just going to talk about this very briefly. I was waiting for the 25. This is why you don't take Nice Bus. I was waiting for the 25 this time at the second stop, which was busy, plenty of people. The bus never showed up. I was watching on the app, and the driver went down Peninsula Boulevard and skipped all of us. And they had to make us wait for the next bus, and I had to go a different way, so that was part of it. And then, all the other issues that I have to deal with when you walk on a town that has... Alright. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. I had to deal with more problems again. But of course, Babylon gets full police patrols and all that. Of course, we know that already. All right. Oh yeah. Why am I bringing this up? I'm sorry. I'm tired of the corruption. I really am. But anyway, let's talk about the weather because I don't talk about the corruption anymore. All right. 85 degrees right now in Central Park, so it's a really muggy night tonight. And we're going to look at the radar in a moment because there was some activity earlier. Right now, 78 degrees, but this is why it's so brutal. Dew point is 72, and it was pretty hot, 89. It hit 89 at Farmingdale today. It's very hot, very humid, very uncomfortable day, very hazy as well. We'll look at ice slip as well, see what ice slip hit. I bet ice slip might have gotten a 90. So 77, look at the dew point. It's 74, 74 degree dew point. 89 degrees was the high at ice slip too, so almost 90 degrees. Let's look at West Hampton, probably a little bit cooler and a little more representative of what the South Shore was like. So West Hampton hit only 85, so it's a little better, right? But then on the other side of things, we can look at Central Park and see what Central Park wound up hitting. And so still 85, holding on to the heat, that urban heat island, and it hit 90 in Central Park. But of course, you know where it was warmer. You know where it was warmer. I don't have to tell you where it was warmer. Tom's River. So let's load up the observation for Tom's River right now. 70. Oh my God! Look at that. Take a look at how muggy it is in Tom's River. 77 degrees, and the dew point is 77. Yeah, and there are people who think that we should be forced to live in places like this because we're not worthy to live in New York. So 96 degrees. All right. Why am I ranting? 96 degrees. I do apologize. I'm just fed up with a lot of things. 96 degrees was the high today, and you can see here very hot day there in Tom's River. But again, this is where they want to purge a lot of the Long Island people who aren't of a certain demographic. Anyway, I do apologize. So now we look at the radar. Let's see what the radar is. So you can see that there's some shower activity up here. And there have been cells that have been sitting over this area for a long time. And I'm very curious to see what the rainfall totals have been up in this area because there have been some basically thunderstorms that have been sitting upstate. I think somewhere upstate, maybe around Albany all day long. So here's the radar right now. We're looking at the Ventu Sky radar. See, not much now, but if we take it back to around... Oh, it's not more around Poughkeepsie. You can see that there's a cell here that was around Poughkeepsie, and you can see it really barely moves. So here it is. Here is 1600. Here's 1700. Here's 1800. Still sitting over Poughkeepsie. So look at that. Poughkeepsie really got hammered. I'm very curious to see if they've had some flash flooding. It probably won't be reported in the media, but I'm very curious to see if there was any flash flooding in Poughkeepsie. So let's now take a look at that and see. We're gonna get the airport observation and see if there was a flash flooding event there because nothing. The airport got nothing. No rain at all. Are they not reporting rain? That's very weird. That is very weird. I know that there's a lot of rain. We're going to have to look and see if we can find some observations from somewhere else. And that place is Wonderground. So we're going to look at some of the high temperatures across Long Island today as well. So you can see mainly in the 70s, just a very muggy night tonight. We'll look at... let's look at this one here. This is Wantagh. So let's see what Wantagh hit. We'll look at the graph for Wantagh here and see what the high temperature was for Wantagh. So According to this, it did get close to 90, but then it dropped off around 2, 3 o'clock. So it probably still got close to 90. I'll look at another one, but it probably still got close to 90 on the South Shore, but then it dropped off. Whereas in the middle of the island, the heat held on a little longer because this is, the sea breeze. So we'll look at see what Mineola got up to. Let's look at Mineola and see. So let's see what Mineola hit. Mineola, whoa, that's way off. Definitely did not hit 100. That station is not accurate. Let's try this one. Or is that the same one? That's the same one. Let's try this one. Carl Place. So Carl Place, yes, you can see according to the graph, you can see it held on to the 90 degrees longer. It stayed near 90 until 5 o'clock, whereas it dropped off on the South Shore around 2 or 3 with the sea breeze. But the sea breeze didn't really make it that far inland, so that's where we're dealing with the heat, having the heat longer. Let's look at the dew points out here. It's stifling out there. Dew points are in the mid-70s. It's humid. I absolutely hate this weather, and it's just wearing me down. So let's take this out a little bit. I want to look at Poughkeepsie and see, because there was a cell right over Poughkeepsie, and I'm really curious. Maybe it was more of a Newburgh. Maybe that's the deal. Let's see what if they have the rainfall amount. No, 0. Curious, because that cell must have dumped a lot of rain. Nope, no rain there either. This is really weird. Looked like there was a cell there, but there's no rain. Or there's got to be some explanation for this. There we go, 1 inch. So Fairview. So right around this area here, it looks like this is where the cell hit. 1 inch also at Hyde Park. So yeah, it dumped a lot of rain. It was sitting a very slow-moving thunderstorm that was sitting over that area that did dump a lot of rain. I'm curious if there was any flooding reports. I'm going to see if I can find some. If I can, I'll put them in the link below because that thing was really just sitting there for such a long time. So, and you can see it here on the actually, yeah, let's do a satellite loop. I'll show you this. So here's a satellite loop here. You can see it's just sitting here. Look at this. The cells are just firing over the same spots over and over again right here. We're actually getting some blow-off from those cells, which made for some interesting clouds in the sky in the evening in Lynbrook. And, the sunset was pretty also. Very orangey red sunset. Because, again, we're probably still dealing with a little smoke probably in the air. Yeah, I still see it. I still see the smoke. Yep. So let's go to the models and take a look and see what's going to be happening this week. So as we go into Tuesday, here it stays dry for the most part, and then that front comes through Wednesday. And Wednesday night we could have some severe wind. You could kind of see we get kind of a stall front syndrome, and we'll have to see if we can get clear weather next week or not. I'm not sure if we are or not. It's too far in advance for me to tell. So let's look at the temperatures, see where the temperatures will be going this week. So we'll start off. The good thing is they do cool down. So let's first look at Tuesday. It's going to be another hot day tomorrow. 90s in New Jersey, North Shore, middle of the island, probably 90 or a little higher. South Shore, maybe a brief 90-degree temperature around noon, and then it cools off into the 80s like today. And then looks like Wednesday is a little bit cooler. We're a little more in the 80s, and just the 90s hang on to New Jersey. Thursday, still some stubborn 90s that might hang out in the city or the North Shore and in New Jersey. And then for Friday, we finally see the temperature drop. Now we're only in the 80s. And for Saturday, cooler temperatures. But we're going to be dealing with a stalled front and still having some heat around, too. Let's look at Monday. So Monday looks a little cooler, finally. Maybe that'll finally be a front that'll move through. Let's look at the dew points. So show you what's going on with the dew points here. So this GFS is way off with the dew points. Way off. I can't even use this. The dew points are in the 70s. Why does it only have dew points in the 60s? I don't know. This GFS has been a little, and it has some dry air hanging on. I don't understand. Ever since they have the updated GFS, I notice it's just not accurate with the dew points. So we'll just have to use this as kind of an estimate here. You could see here that stalled front that we're playing with Friday into the weekend. Dry air just to our north, but we'll be dealing with more humidity, and then there's that push of dry air that may finally get in from Monday. So we'll have to see what happens with that. If Monday turns out to be a nice day or not, I don't know. It might be, it might not be. It's hard to tell this far out. And I'm not really going to look at the sky coverage or anything like that, charts. Instead, we're going to go look at the NAM model for the humidity, because that model seems to be a little more accurate as far as I'm concerned. So this is the NAM, dew points in the 70s. So I don't know what's up with the GFS, and it's not providing the right dew point. I don't understand that. But you see dew points in the 70s, that's for today, and we keep those dew points in the 70s. You see the wind barbs, again, a little bit of a southwestward orientation, which keeps the middle of the island and the North Shore holding onto the heat while the South Shore gets some relief. And dew points remain high, but you can see this front try to approach. But unfortunately, we'll shift over to the RGM now to get a little more. Oh, the RGM doesn't give dew points. Darn. All right, go back to NAM, because we got to look at the next chances for precipitation anyway. So you can see some storms popping up to our north, but not really. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Monday. Oh, yeah. All right. Sorry. It's been a long day. So here's tomorrow. I keep thinking the day is Tuesday. It's Monday. Looking at Tuesday, again, I do forgive me. I really do apologize. There could be some scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up mainly to the west and north of Long Island, but there's a more substantial bet on Wednesday. And this could be a pretty nasty line that moves through on Wednesday. It has us in the purple again, so we're going to have to keep an eye on this line. This could be a very nasty line that moves through. Again, sometime Wednesday in that time frame between 6 and 9 o'clock, probably, we would have that storm move through. So that would be what's going to happen. But I still say that GFS is wrong on the dew points, because if we go back to the GFS here, well, I got my days mixed up, and I really do apologize for that. So we'll go back to the temperatures, and I do apologize. I'll give you. So this is tomorrow. You can see similar bet with those dew points there, with those temperatures. I mean, again, 90s holding on to the North Shore, and then all right. So let's go to the dew points. Again, I do apologize. There's a lot of annoying things that happened today. So it's way off with the dew points. Look at this. I mean, this is what it's supposed to. Dew points are not in the 60s. They're in the 70s. It's way off. What is going on there with that GFS? I don't know, man. I do not know. I'm just a little exhausting day today with all the crap that I had to deal with Nice Bus, and then other things too that I don't really want to mention, but I'll just say it this way. Right on the corner from where I live, I walk out and there's a guy that's passed out, homeless guy. And then tonight I get off the train in Mineola and there's more homeless people hanging out, sleeping on the benches, and it's just, you know, and while you're in Babylon and you see, you know, the signs. I took the 319 train to Babylon, and it was cooler there, of course, when I got off at Babylon, but of course the signs are there, enhanced security. We don't get that just because, you know, we don't count, because in this state only a certain demographic counts because of what's going on. So here's we'll look like. We don't know if we can clear this front out. We might be able to clear it out Sunday, so we'll have to see. Maybe there's a hope that I could finally get to the Pine Barrens. Boy, do I need to get to the Pine Barrens, because I am burned out. If you can tell, I am very burned out right now. Okay, so we have more to talk about. Hurricane Eric. This is, I believe, an Atlantic hurricane, so it's now a hurricane. Let's look at it on satellite here. Load. Waiting for it to load. I was actually trying to gather what I was going to do with the weather update in the Belmore Library, and it was so noisy in there I couldn't even. And nobody flushed the toilet either. Oh, that's what it is over there. You know. All right. So this is what Hurricane Eric is. It looks pretty healthy. You can see some really good convection going here in the center of it, and it's really starting to intensify. So this is something that needs to be watched. Here's the statement from the Hurricane Center. So, this is not. This is a Pacific hurricane. I thought that was the Lesser Antilles. This is not an Atlantic hurricane. I apologize, but this is going to come near Hawaii. But it's not going to affect us. It's not an Atlantic hurricane. Why? I really apologize for that. I really just I'm making a lot of mistakes today, and I really do apologize for it. So let's look at the high resolution satellite here, and here you go. Here is a cold front with a low pressure system, unfortunately, that will stall out. Unfortunately, not making it toward us, because if you look at the models, you'll see here on the GFS, it kind of just hits that ridge and just kind of gets hung up. I'm curious if some of the other models are different, though. Let's look at the ICON and see if maybe we can get this thing through. Forget about the 0Z. I don't have enough of that in. So let's look at that. Yeah, it tries to get it a little further. So maybe that'll give us a little more. Give us a little more of an idea. Let's. Does this do dew point? I don't think this does dew point. No, it doesn't. So, but that does look a little more encouraging. We'll have to see. I'm rooting for that front to get through, because if you look behind it, you can see there's actually some gorgeous clear air behind it. With this over here, you can see some gorgeous clear air behind this front. It would be great if we could get into this and have some nice weather to get to the Pine Barrens and move this crap out of here. You can see the haze and all the popcorn cumulus from the humidity and particles in the air. But nice if we could get into this clean air back here, for sure. But I don't know if we're gonna. But I'm gonna root for it. Anyway, that wraps up this weather update. I'm sorry it's been a little bit disorganized, but I figured let me try to get an update up for you. So have a good night. Thank you for watching.